Okay. Uh, Hi, everyone. For the new participants who just joined, we were having our introduction, who we are and what we will be doing in this next 1 hour. So, we'll be the first part of the session will begin is an introduction to machine learning, why it is required, what is machine learning, first of all, why it is required, and how you can starting to learn the machine learning concepts. And also followed by which we have the most important and critical part. After learning a critical skill, how well you can make use of it for your career. And that is why we have Manju here, who is going to give you career tips to make it more useful and productive and apply it practically in your work as well. So let's quickly get to the introduction of the machine learning. And before that, I would like to know about the participants. You can leave a message. What is it you are currently working? Your profession, your industry, or in just one word from where you are. Can I expect your answers in the chat windows, please? So that will help us, and I can change the direction of the webinar so that it benefits the maximum to you all. Just in one word, an engineer, healthcare professional, engineer in finance. So I assume the registrants were from different walks of life. Students were there, IT professionals, senior level management people, a lot of other people were there. So I assume all walks of people are here. Thank you so much, Shekhar. Thank you, Madhu. Yeah, so I understand, and it represents the sample represents the whole audience. The short, though it's a short audience, I'm able to get an idea about the different kind of people present over here. So with that, I assure you will understand definitely. This is going to be a simple language. The conversations are going to be in simple language to give you an idea if you are very new to machine learning. This is going to be a differentiating or distinguishing factor to understand what is machine learning. That is the purpose, so that you don't fear the hype word. So this has been a hype around. Whenever people say machine learning, it's always seen as a complex or a troublesome word. Oh, we cannot understand, it's a black box, but it does magic. That is, everyone is clear about it. But we are going to see what it can do and what it cannot do. That also we're going to see now. And how easy it is to learn. That is also will be covered in this. So we'll get to the topic. So we all know there is two different, there is always an aspect of programming involved. What programming is, you all know, right? Using programming, we can do automation. So when we say automation, we develop various software related development products like applications, we could say. What we can program is a fixed behavior we can create out of coding. Coding is what I was talking about by meaning programming. We can develop a software which can work in the way we defined it. So that's what a programming can do. But what are the different kinds of applications we could build? It's very well known. It can be right from a website to a customer management system to an embedded application to a cloud system. Whatever area, wherever there is a computing power involved, it is going to be operating in a fixed manner and a behavior. But was it enough? Did it help human and mankind as such? Yes, obviously. It has been helping mankind to a greater extent. We have been taking the lot of values by way of automation. But then why did machine learning came into the picture? What extra or additional points, brownie points it is bringing in is. So that is what we are going to see now. I'd just like to change the slide. Manju, could you just go to the next slide? Yeah. So before going to it, so can I introduce about myself so that you get a strong relatedness? Am I the right person to talk about it? At least a few years of experience. Yes, obviously. I did my engineering. I have an undergraduation in electronics and communication engineering, and I'm a MTech in software systems with specialization data analytics. I worked in 8+ years in HCL as well as in Honeywell. I'm a certified test professional and certified Six Sigma engineer. And currently I'm running Livewire. It's a franchise of CAD training services where we train under various technologies from embedded software programming and machine learning and all those latest technologies. Could you quickly go to the next slide, Manju? Yeah, thank you. And about Livewire, in short, we'll come back to the end. That's fine, no problem. We can go to the next slide. We'll get back into the last. So this is what I was explaining. What is programming all about? We do operate in fixed ways of being. It's going to be rules based working. So we are going to define this is what the first we should accept these inputs. Once the inputs are validated, we are going to go back to the next step where all the validations are complete. Then it is going to process whatever we are defined. So it's going to be input, process, and output. That is how we have defined a programming. And the process is so much clear what is going to come after the next step. And this is also, the programming is also being built for record keeping and communication purposes. The main purpose of any programming is to keep a record of all the data and communicate to others. So that is the main purpose of programming, and that has been serving us so far. So going to the next part, what more we are expecting? Can it process like a human? That is what I'm coming to. Can a program think like a human being? Can you move to the next slide? Okay. So what is missing in programming is human-like decision making. So let's take an example of a small child. A child without teaching or with minimal teaching, it can identify toys, it can identify fruits, and also it can identify how to use proper use of money when given to a child as a tip for appreciating or something else. Say you teach a child, this is a shape of a triangle, rectangle, or some toys in different shapes. It can automatically keep things together, clean and tidy when it packs. We don't tell keep this together, keep the toys together, keep fruits together. It automatically starts to keep group things together. It can identify toys as these are toys. It can identify fruits as these are fruits. So that is what a human mind can interpret, which without even teaching, these are two different things. We used to feed the child with lots of information by way of playing with the child, by way of giving food. So with that knowledge itself, it is able to group things together. And later when it grows a little older, we start identify the kind of fruits. Like this is apple, this is orange, and all those things. And later the child comes up with a different kind of fruit. It's not different kind of fruit. If you say take a case of an apple, there are different varieties of apple. But still the child would say it is an apple. We haven't taught the apple can be in different colors, like light green, light yellow, or reddish. But the child says it is apple. I'm sure you would agree to it. The child will still say what fruit it is. It will try to recollect from its memory and say it is apple. But would you have taught this child this is apple? No, definitely not. That's the first time the child is seeing that fruit and would still say it is apple. The same goes with other varieties of fruits. So whichever is nearby to something, the child automatically goes and guesses it. That we would call it as identifying a thing. It can identify what the kind of specific specific category of fruit it is. So that we will call it as classifying, identifying, or all these. There are technical terms comes into picture now. So what we saw is grouping things together and identifying specific things. And the next part comes is numerically value. Like if you give child a tip for a day, like you can go and have snacks for this amount of money, the child will automatically try to get your senses. Whether you are happy, what is the money you give? Whether you are sad, things are not going good in your work. By the end of the day, when you come back home, your kid would ask for sure, you will not ask for a lot of money. You will keep quiet and you will ask for less money. And the child, your kid would have sensed also. If you are happy, you will ask for more. Get me an ice cream, chocolate, and all those things. If you are sad, the child would keep quiet. So the amount of number, the quantity, what it has to ask for, it is able to predict the price, what he can get for that day. So that is where comes the ability to predict a numerical number or something that he can quantify it. So these are different things, or I would say these are functions of the brain. These are primary functions of a brain where we do at where we do it at a very very basic level. Every task we take, we will start splitting it into different things. Sub levels, we start identifying, classifying, and grouping things at every level. You can start taking any one single action, you will be definitely able to see any of this pattern in it. Yeah. So these are the things what I have been pointing out, the decision making factors. This critical thinking patterns are going to be the decision making things. But now, having said these are the qualities of machine learning, why can't we do it in a programming, conventional programming? Was it ever been thought? Obviously, if you have any experience of programming, you would definitely know how many conditional statements you will have to write to identify the type of a fruit. Is it if you take apples itself, I think you definitely have a basic. What I guessed there will be 2,000 varieties of apples, which it is not possible to write the color, size, or the smell of every apple variety in a program. So if you are going to write it in a hard-coded way, definitely the program is going to fail. But in the same place, when we are going to program using a machine learning algorithm, it is going to identify that apple. That is the special thing about programming using machine learning. I guess you guys are able to follow me, or somewhere if you're lost, please leave a message in the chat window. I'll be able to recreate it, or I will stop, pause, and clarify it. Are you with me? Can you type S? No? So is it good to go further into the next things? Yep. Thank you, Madhu. Thank you, Shekhar, Sindhuja. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for your reply. Sure. Thank you so much, Bhagat. Okay. So this is what I've been talking about, decision making abilities of a machine learning program. But now what this machine learning includes in it. So we said machine learning can perform humans ability to take decisions, but how is it going to take? So that is what we are telling, what it includes in the machine learning. It is majorly because of mathematics principles like probability, statistics, and all those things is what present. We know, we guess with the probability, right? You know, uh, when there is a rain, the match is going to be declared false, or there is no going to be result out of a cricket match. Take a case of a cricket match. How many days two different countries would have played and how many times it has rained? We will know for sure whenever there is a rain, only this country is going to win. That is a pure probability where we haven't come up with any machine learning algorithm. It's a probability out of 100% or 5 different matches what we have observed. That is what we are going to write down the numbers, put down the numbers into the program and calculate what is the probability, and whoever is going to gain an upper hand, we are going to say that person is going to be the winning person, that person is going to be the losing person, or that wherever it is, whichever domain. I've been talking about only sports so far, or a child's example of a fruit or toy or something. This same principles can be applied to whatever domain you are working on. That is the brilliant part about machine learning. Is if you are in a finance industry, take care of a finance, you can apply it in your industry, whether a transaction is fraudulent, whether a transaction is not fraudulent. You can write programs, you can test it to qualify whether it is predicting correctly or not. The same applies for any other industry. Take the case of a healthcare industry. In a healthcare industry, you can decide whether from the scan, not only an experienced doctor is able to identify a scan of a particular tumor is malignant or benign. It is even a computer algorithm is coming up to predict it more accurately than a human doctor, because doctors' experience are costly, which is not easily available. Not many qualified doctors are available. So that is where machine learning is coming into picture to reach to the mass audiences, considering the population or the remote villages where the healthcare is absent. So coming back to the topic, why it is required, its ability to mimic human brain. So any special characteristics, the human's brain can be reproduced. It's not just human brains, it is the principles how a human thinks that we are converting into programming language using mathematics. That is simple. And replace monotonous tasks. So we repeatedly do a lot of tasks. So all these tasks, identifying a human and opening a barricade. Take the case of a security guard. He's going to identify the human is there, he's going to open it. Instead, if there is going to be a face detection camera, the barricade can automatically open and automatically close. So these are another level of automation, which we have already accomplished huge levels of automation. The next levels are replacing humans altogether. That is where we are talking about replacing monotonous tasks and discover new knowledge from database. So what is it new knowledge we can discover from a database? Any guesses? Take the case of an e-commerce application. When you go log in into a e-commerce platform like Amazon or Flipkart, even before we think, they would have thought what we would be liking to buy, what we would have liked to buy. So they come up with suggestions and options because they read everyone's mind. So when someone is going to buy a case of a cricket bat, he's going to buy a ball for sure, because I used to buy a table tennis racket. They came up with automatically with table tennis balls. Hey, come, I'm offering you this much, and they started selling that to me. So that is how discovering new knowledge from database works. So why part is addressed very well. I guess you would have able to figure it out further, or you would have able to correlate it with a lot of other experiences you are having it in your daily life. So have you ever observed where and all it is being used already present in our lives? So that is what I'm coming to now. If you take, I think everyone knows that if you go for uh, Vignesh, could you please leave a message? If you have to communicate something, you can very well leave a message. We'll be able to address it. Thank you so much. So if you take the case of a speech recognition system, every mobile is Android, let it be Android, iPhone, or any mobile that has inbuilt speech recognition system that operates based on principles of machine learning. So we all use smartphones. The smartphones are inbuilt machine learning capabilities. Though it isn't processed on the mobile itself, it is being transmitted to a cloud server where it is decoded, applied machine learning, and comes up with a solution. Hey, this is what you have asked for, and this is what I'm giving you. That becomes possible based by machine learning, understanding human voices and transcribing it into text. So the next example, where else we use? There are a lot of examples. If you take your mobile phone, you will be typing a lot of messages in your mobile phone, and as you type the next word, it automatically prompts up. If you have seen that, I think any be it Android keypad or a WhatsApp keypad, both when you type the next word, it automatically comes up. How it comes up? Simple machine learning principles, those as inbuilt natural language processing techniques. Natural language processing is nothing but simply understanding the English language. So after what noun comes what verb, after what verb comes, so the user is trying to say this sentence and it automatically comes up with the replies, the next set of words. And the same concepts are being used in chatbots. If you take the case of chatbots, you have been experiencing communicating with chatbots. I don't know how much of you people have realized it. It is there in every e-commerce platform or every customer care application. Take the case of a Vodafone, Airtel, or any customer care. When you start to chat with it, the chatbot will drive our behavior. That is the quick thing you have to sense it. Whenever an application is asking you for questions, it means the chatbot is driving you. Only if the chatbot asks specific questions, and it will understand only what the expect answers it expect. So it's not huge intelligent or something. It is designed to push us in a certain way, get the inputs, and then give back whatever it can only. So when it is not able to process After a limit, it will automatically hand over the control to a human service engineer. So chatbots are built with basic artificial intelligence, natural language processing techniques. The same applies for healthcare industry. This is already I mentioned before. Identifying a cancer or a malignant or a benign tissue from the scan of the image. So having said all these things, what is that machine learning, how these things happen seamlessly. There has to be certain step of processes. Quite you will be able to, I'm sure you will all be able to understand what is a process, because having said we all work in an industry, or we always operate in certain system, be it in a college. There has to be certain processes to appear for an exam. There has to be certain processes to clear the exam and get the mark sheet or a degree certificate. Same applies for a project. It requires certain processes to be complete to get the project delivered. So the processes are sequences of steps that our input information goes through and produces the output. Here, the input is the information, that is the data. So all these is possible only because of the data that is available. If you have taken uh, the case going back to the same basic example of a child design identifying it as a toy or a fruit, there is going to be certain dimensions, certain thickness of the product, and all those things. And that is going to be the measuring device. Either we measured with a sensor or measured with our eyes, we type in some values there. And once the measuring device, the values are available, we pre-process it. So there is any absence of values, we fill it. Any improper values, duplicated values, we remove it. Pre-processing is as simple as a plain English meaning pre-processing. Whatever we require, only that we keep it in the input information data set, or it's simply a data set, we can assume it. And whatever is not required, which is been for sure it is not required, we know for certain things. The smell to identify a toy and a fruit, maybe it's quite obvious. We will not, we may require, we may not require. If it's a scented product, it will not be required. So certain, just for example, I took a random example as a smell. If it's considered smell is not required, you can remove it from the data set and go process it to the next level. This is a critical level where we are going to decide whether my program is going to identify or group or find the predicted value, like the basic three functions of a human brain, where we decide we have to group things together, where we decide we are going to identify things from the whole bucket of products, or we are going to predict a numerical value, something like how much rain it would be received on a given day, how much humidity there will be, how much temperature, whatever can be quantified, that comes under prediction. And out of this particular model, we are going to get a final executable thing, and that we are going to test it out. So testing is as simple as we test our new mobile phones. So everyone would have experience of buying a mobile phone. We open the mobile phone, we test all the buttons and make sure it works. Same like operating a TV. Likewise, here testing is whatever the output we got, we give all the inputs and we test whether the inputs are matching with the outputs what we expected. So we expect it to operate in certain way and we give those inputs and we are seeing whether it is able to reproduce it first of all. Once we validate it, we give the model to the output world where people can start using it. And they come up with feedbacks. Hey, it's working right. Hey, it's not working. That is what all about this complete set of processes. So the three set of basic set of principles, whatever I addressed, called identifying, grouping, and predicting things, that falls under two broad categories, which the previous slide was all about: unsupervised and supervised learning. So whenever there is a human intervention in teaching a program. We teach a kid, this is a toy, this is a fruit, this is a apple, this is an orange. We teach it with lots and lots of examples, lots and lots of pictures and samples and data. That time, that is called supervised learning. We teach, it reproduces with newer set of information, newer set of examples. And when we don't teach it, we just dump it with a whole lot of data. The child will somewhat figure out, hey, I have eaten something like before. These are fruits which I can consume for my food. These are toys which I can use it for my play. So that is where the unsupervised learning comes into picture. I'm sure at least till this portion of machine learning techniques you would have understood. The specific technical names are clustering, are the grouping of things together, that's going to be called clustering, and identifying specific things, that is called classification, and quantifying numbers and figuring out what the next quantified value can be given a scenario or an environment, that is going to be called as prediction. So is it clear so far? Can we go ahead with the next thing? There are certain interesting facts which I'm sure we'll also be interested to know more. Okay, I'll just go ahead with this interesting facts. The current scenario in the industry is 30% of tech jobs are not going to be fulfilled owing to the unavailability of the relevant talent in latest digital skills. It includes machine learning, not just machine learning. So there are a lot of other latest skills. If you take blockchain, IoT, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, there are a lot of other skills like uh, MEMS or so many electrical, electromechanical systems which are recent advances in technology. There are no proper skills available, skilled people available. And 40% of employers report difficulty in finding the skilled talent. So niche skills are always in demand. So that is what I'm coming to the point here. So machine learning is one of the niche skills where NASSCOM, the National Association for Software Companies, has pointed out, including machine learning, artificial intelligence, are in top demand, and there are not so many engineers available to address the problems prevalent in the industry. So these niche skills are in demand. There is a global demand of 181,000 people are lacking analytical skills. And the next interesting news is who are all using it. So it is very well within our own Indian based companies, service industries have developed AI and cognitive platforms, which are machine learning platforms. Infosys has their own platform called NIA. NIA platform is from Infosys. HCL has their own Dry Ice, and TCS has its own NGO. So all these are proprietary platforms which is already picking up pace, speed, and they are reaching out to the global world to get in uh, newer clients so that we can serve the entire world. And it is right time we develop those skills so that as individuals we are able to get the advantage of being the movers into the machine learning language. So what is the key skills required for this? And the opportunities when you become skilled with that is being a data analyst. We can go for a position of a statistician, data scientist, Hadoop developer, machine learning engineer. So all these are few of the opportunities available when we become skilled with data, machine learning skills. And specific skills, when we say machine learning, it's a broader term. So the specific things what we have to get skilled is in programming, R programming, Python, and database related skills and business UI skills also. So these are the different types of skills we have to get equipped with ourselves. So could you go back? Or sorry, the front, next slide. Okay. So this, the complete program, what, how you can learn how we do machine learning is, so there are certain types of processes, right? So any learning has to be for a period of time, which we need to spend and consistently develop those skills. So these skills, it's not difficult to learn, but you need some consistent practice and hand holding from a person who can teach those language and the concepts. So we offer this specific complete machine learning using R programming and Python language. This we can provide at the convenience of you over an online program and an online webinar. This will be going for up to 2 months, involving 40 sessions. The total duration will be approximately 80 hours. And what a special thing we offer is we don't just stick to the machine learning concepts. We are also putting you into different business UI tools like Veka or Orange. These are open source softwares. Veka and Orange are open source softwares. Using graphical user interface, we will be able to do machine learning and able to take build graphs or take outputs also, not just programming. And what else more you get is a certification from a proper NSDC. Could you go back to the previous slide? Thank you so much. So this is going to be an NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, uh, medium of small and medium enterprise, Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, State Council, NASCOM, NIE, LIT, ISO certification. All these are few of the accreditations what Livewire has got. Livewire is a division of CAD training services. We have been around for 25 plus years of training in the training industry, and Livewire is there for 8 years. And these accreditations are standing for the testimony that we build a proper validated courseware which are obeyed by the National Skill Qualification Framework, which is standards that is maintained for skill development for an individual. So we comply by all those standards and maintain our syllabus and curriculum. And what else you will get in addition is a student portal where you will be exclusively able to access the courseware. There will be videos, instructor videos, which will be pre-available for you as soon as you enroll. And there will be quiz questions, sample interview questions. There will also be our book, which will be available as an ebook format. So all these are going to be available along with this program. Yeah. So the final portion, I guess, will you all be interested to it? So can I have a small interest? How many will be interested to take up this program? If say provided on this day, this is going to be consider this is going to be a free program. How much people you will be able to take up the program, and how much what it would be? It will be for uh, definitely it will be for 40,000 when you compare it with the uh, other training providers or universities. So universities, the same program, it costs 2.5 to 3 lakhs. What I myself spent for learning all these technologies in my MTech, it cost 3 lakhs. But all these technologies with the practical industry applications, you would be able to get it at a special price of 23,900 only. And you will also get, definitely we're still going to see Manju's session where she will be providing a 1 hour free consultation with every participant who is going to take up the program. And so just provide your interest, type it in the chat message, and you can also contact me on the provided displayed number on the screen available. So I hand it over to, I guess your mic is muted. Just give me a minute, Manju, your mic is muted. You're saying something? I'm not able to unmute us. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. So I just wanted to mention that there's a 1 hour free consultation with me, which is available only for the next 5 days. If anyone register for this particular program with any of these programs offered by Barney's thing, he also offers certain other programs like blockchain, and he has a whole list of programs. You can contact him for the details. So once you register for that in the next 5 days, only then this offer remains. And because we have just 12 minutes, I think I need to rush. If you don't mind, Barney,
I
shall
think
I proceed? Yeah.
we have time till 9:10, I guess, Manju. We started it at 8:10 only.
But the Zoom link will end.
It's not like that. It will not end. I'm sure. It will not end.
Okay, so still we can proceed.
Yes. So please take over, Manju. It's over to you now, and we'll have a great session. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Barney. We'll be back to Barney at the end again. So, Barney, can you please release the control because I'm not able to take forward the slides. So, welcome all to the session on career guidance. So, this is offered by ME Champion. That's the company set up by me a year back, and for motivation and E for excellence. And our target is to make you a champion. And you can find me on Facebook as Success Coach Manju K Manohar, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram as well. At the beginning of this session, I had introduced myself. I have 18 plus years of experience in management and IT industry, and also I'm an internationally certified success coach and certified executive coach, NLP practitioner, certified by world's top three coaches, and certified career counselor from the University of California. Having said all that, my motto is adding happiness to each person. So the motto of the company, I've kept it as total global happiness, either through career or through life coaching. I try to bring happiness, spread happiness all around me. So starting with the first tip, career guidance. What is the first thing that you need to know? Yeah, you have the required graduation or post graduation. You have joined an organization. If you see the photo here, there are a lot of pencils and just one pencil standing out. It's red, right? It's smiling. What else? The others are like faded, not smiling. So there are a lot of things, body language, the way you dress, the way you carry, conduct yourself, apart from the way you work. Because sometimes people just think, if I just sit in my cubicle and work, do my work properly, send the email, send the deliverables, I'm done. No, I'm really sorry to disabuse you of that notion. No, 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 you need to become visible. So with that, we have to understand a different way. It's common whether you're a fresher or you're a 45-year-old or a 50-year-old or even a 60-year-old. It's like you need to become more visible by branding yourself. For this, the very first step is to identify who are the stakeholders. Yes, who are the stakeholders? You'll say it's my manager. No, I'm sorry, it's not just your manager. It could be your manager's manager, it could be your customer, it could be your peer, it could be a reportee. Because what happens is, if they go and give a wrong feedback or an incorrect statement about the way you perform, that elusive hike or that elusive promotion will always remain elusive. Maybe you are about to achieve that promotion and then there's an adverse customer feedback, and we all know what happens then, right? Gone. The entire year's effort is gone, right? You feel so disappointed. But then that therein comes the importance of personal branding. That means each and every day you need to connect with all the stakeholders. So I'm just exaggerating. You don't have to connect each and every day, but at least each and every week connect with all the important stakeholders. So how to identify stakeholders? Of course, manager, of course, reportee, of course, your peers, of course, anyone who can give a negative feedback about you. So that means probably half the office. Yeah, you need to put on your best behavior. You need to navigate through. You call it office politics. No, branding is not for me. I believe in just doing my work. I'm saying the part of work. Why should company hire you, right? Company hires you because you have some particular, maybe like technical skill that Barani just said, machine learning or maybe data analytics, Python, etc. And you may have that degree post graduation. But apart from that, what is it that you bring to the organization? If there is a firing, the decision to fire, what do they consider? That is what you need to see. So I need to be always in that, safe zone. Like you have those reality TV shows going on, right? Am I in the safe zone? To be in the safe zone, you need to align with all the stakeholders. So your image, your mission, your values, vision, everything can be aligned so that you become more visible. So it's just a matter of, realigning your belief that yes, I need to send the deliverables. I also need to send an email to the stakeholders. Yes, I send the deliverables. That is really, really important. Or you deliver that project, but you forget to send the lessons learned. You don't share, you don't conduct a presentation to all the stakeholders. Hey, these are the lessons learned. These are the contributions we made. These are the tools we developed. These are the value adds we gave to the customer. Yes, 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 you need to do it. Not, you cannot hire a personal branding. Okay, if you're really, really rich, you can actually hire somebody to do that. But maybe they'll ask you for $1 million or something for branding you, like they brand the top leaders of the world. But for you and me, I think we have to brand ourselves. So next step is be an entrepreneur. Now you would have heard of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur runs his or her own company, right? You need to look at current scenario is really drastic. You all know we are going to enter a global recession. Yes, time is running short. India too is facing. Already we have news that yes, India also has started entering the recession. Some other countries are deep in recession. So when such a situation comes, how to still come out a winner? That is what my tips are all about. So be an entrepreneur means you need to think, how can I add value to the company at this juncture? So if you see, there is a picture on this particular slide which says PROFIT, profit, P for problem statement, R for research trends, O for outline, F for forecast, and identify value and take action. Who needs to take action? You. Because what you will be doing is, you will be working like as if you are a consultant hired for just a month. If you need to be getting your contract renewed by your existing company or your employer, what all would you do? Will you just, okay, I have puja coming up, let me take some leave. I have Diwali coming up, let me take another 5 days leave. Is that the way you would behave? Or you would think today could be the last day, my contract may not get renewed, how can I add value? Maybe I need to create tools, maybe I need to work on the proposals, I need to contribute, I need to collaborate, go and offer to manager, can I help in any other way? That is the way you would behave. So that is called being an entrepreneur, proving your worth each and every day. The next tip is coming to the technology reskilling. This technology reskilling already Barani did cover in great detail, so I'm not going into deep detail, but I would just say one thing: many skills are better than one. Oh, I have a PMP, I have, I'm a Java expert. Yeah, I know this particular, I'm an ASV, professional. Enough. Or you may even say, I even know machine learning, but what about blockchain? Do you know that? Do you know about RPA? Because now most of the financial majors are replacing their human being resources. I mean, I'm saying human being because we as a species, we think jobs are for us. Now bots are being hired. We have bots being hired. Yes, our jobs are at stake. So what we need to do, we need to learn the language used to create the bots. That is RPA and certain other things. So what you need to do is you need to be one step ahead of the race. So you need to think that the more skills I have, the more certifications I have, the more visible I am, and the better my attitude with towards work, then I would be indispensable at my workplace. So technology reskilling is the way. No, there's no way out of it. So next comes take a risk. Yeah, now these, you can see the goldfishes. There are four goldfishes. One fish is trying to jump into the other because there's no space there. This just depicts us. We have one project, we want to get in the other project, or maybe we are in one organization, we want to get in the other organization, earn better, yeah, or maybe get that promotion, or just social status. Yeah, I've worked in 10 organizations or whatever. And if you see the other part, you see that there's a trade-off between risk and reward. It starts with speaking up in meetings. Do you speak up? If there is a meeting of peers, if there is a meeting with your managers or managers, do you speak up? Do you contribute? So learn the agenda, understand what they're going to speak about, and come up with some idea. At least if you cannot speak after what others have done, my tip is try to write down something and then say that before anyone else opens their mouth, because that's the easiest way to do. So if you take risks, it's like if you win, you'll be happy. If you lose, you'll still be wise. So when you're in a safe zone in your current organization, I encourage you to take maximum risk. You have nothing to lose, believe me. Not just meetings. It could be even about tools, or it could be something, your manager says, can anyone volunteer to do this? Now you'll be like, let someone else do it. It could be taking too much time. I don't know. I really don't know the technology, etc. So it could be really risky. So, but you raise your hands, and then what do you say? You smile, and then you say, I'd like to try that out. If you are, I mean, I know there are people who would say, I want to do it. I'll be the first one to do it. If you are not such a person, it's okay. You practice in front of the mirror and say, I'd like to try that out in a soft, calm, composed manner. And your manager will definitely start seeing that your attitude is changing. You're actually taking risks. And in a global recession scenario, you need to be doing this. Take risks. And the next one is trust your guts. So someone said that some of the best advice you will ever get in this world will be coming from your own mind. They say you call it mind voice or listening to your instincts, intuition, etc. So within there is a voice. So spend some time every day, say 5 minutes, just analyzing what all happened at workplace, how I could have handled it better. Maybe there was that opportunity I didn't open up. or maybe it could be even you're being assigned a new project. You don't trust those people. Something about them gives them your bad vibe. Probably you're right. Maybe those people are not the people with whom you should be working. So always trust your instinct, and you plan your future accordingly. Okay, so if you need to get out of a project, yes, but at the same time, don't let your instincts give you false warnings every now and then. If you see a cockroach, oh my god, it's danger. No, only when you see a tiger or a dinosaur you say it's danger. Okay, so don't over worry, but trust your instincts, go with that. The next one is network. I could put to the power of infinity, because the benefits of networking are innumerable. And how do you do it? You join any particular forum, because suppose there are people having lunch with their managers, and you're not really able to do that. How can I sit and have lunch with that guy or that lady? I already have enough. I don't want to do that. Fine. Then you try to network it with other project people, other account people, other department people. Maybe have lunch with some HR or some finance people. Expand your sphere. Every week you try to network. You add on one to your network. You see the network diagram, add one more. Put a target. At the end of this year, you will have 52 new people in your network. And who knows, that person's friend could actually land you a better job. And again, one key thing I need to tell you, people think networking is like, hi Barney, can you please float my resume? Can you please submit my resume? That is not networking, that is called exploiting. Please don't get into that. Networking should be entered in with two different intentions. One is goodwill. It's just human to human. We are same species. Let's connect with each other. That's goodwill. Second is, of course, with an intent to help. I network with Barney. How can I help you? Not like, okay, Barney, can you please circulate my resume? Not that. Okay, so once you do that, and then you establish the trust, you have trust, you have established trust for a year, and then later you ask, hey Barney, can you please circulate my resume? He would do it because he's now your friend. So that's how you convert your acquaintances into your friend. And you can also learn a lot from people who have similar career paths. You can also learn a lot from people who are in different fields as well. So get exposed, understand what is needed. Suppose you have a friend in finance, try to understand what are the technologies they need. Maybe that will give you a clue to understand your own customers. Now coming to the various forums, like you have Toastmasters International, we have Lions Club, we have Rotary Club. If you go and check, you will see lots and lots of hobby clubs, programmers clubs. You have ethical hacking. You have so many different forums out there. Project managers forum, your architects forum. So find out something. You can even have you have management associations. You search in Google. You can actually find so many different forums like Toastmasters, etc. And then join one of them. Through them, try to expand your network. That's the easiest way. Next comes the final tip, that is, apart from working, we've been having 6 tips only on work, but apart from work, remember, I don't want to say WLB, work life balance, because I really believe that's a wrong idea. It is not just work and life. Because if you see, this is a circle of life. You see the circle in front of you, so many different spheres. Some people think that if not work, I should spend the entire time with my family. That's not right. You need to spend time with yourself as well. You need to spend time with your relatives, your extended friends, your college friends, school friends. There's a lot of things. Yes, it requires a lot of time management related challenges, but if you are determined, you will find a way. And in terms of recession and all, the better connected, socially connected you are, you will be on the path to success, because you will be aware of a lot of different facets and where you can contribute. It is not just work that makes you. What if the company gives you a pink slip, they say, okay, you are sacked. So what? You have so many other options. You can also grow yourself. So there are a lot of other factors. You can work on your own development. For example, in India we find people don't spend much on learning, but if you learn, that is like a, I would say it's taking a policy. It's like an insurance policy against any job loss or recession or etc. So use all those avenues, connect with others, grow yourself spiritually, emotionally, have connections with society, contribute to society. You would say, I am not Ambani or Bill Gates to contribute to society. You don't have to contribute money. Do you know that you can even contribute with time. Suppose you have, 1 hour in a year, if you can teach maths, basic school maths, 10th standard maths, just before their board exams, some government school, go out, help them just 1 hour in a year. Now, don't tell me you don't have 1 hour in a year. You'll feel much better as a human being. So, that's all from me. So, just summarizing, identify the stakeholders and become visible. Be an entrepreneur, prove your worth, add to the company profit margins, because then the company will treat you like your God. They will never sack you, they will give you all those promotions. Even during recession, you will continue to go. And that is what me and Barney would like you to do as well. And then we have technology reskilling, where we mentioned, like Barney said, machine learning is the way to go. We have the Python and we have data analytics, all of these things. He has having a master's in data analytics. So you can either sign up with him because there's an offer, or you can also explore and find out from your friends, is there anywhere else you can do it? It's up to you. One thing that I'd like to mention is one thing that I liked what Barney is offering is he's offering you online training over Skype or this Zoom facility, which working professionals like us, we don't have time to really commute for training, right? Oh, on top of work, now we need to travel 1 hour to attend a training. He offers you training over web or over Skype or video conference. That's something I really liked about him. Now, taking a risk, trusting your gut, and network, network, network. So please make sure by end of this year you have 52 new connections. If not 52, at least go for 40, and have balance between various areas of life. And this is Manju signing off. Just remember, this webinar only offers there only for next 5 days. And anyone who signs up for machine learning or any other course at Barani's Livewire gets 1 hour free consultation with me, because normally I charge around 3,500. There's a range because it's package 2,500 to 3,500 depending on your years of experience. So I have, for students, my package starts from 1,500 per hour. So that 1 hour is free, so you can avail that. You can also avail psychometric tests from me, because I also administer psychometric tests. And our contact details are given here. And very nice to have you here. And over to Barney now. Thank you,
Yeah.
Barney.
Thank you so much, Manju. Though I have seen your presentations, the slides alone, but it was really giving a lot of value to me as well, and I'm sure other participants also would have derived a lot of value hearing to how effectively they can lead their career by using your tips. And for sure, you can leave your comments in the chat window, or this is the time we'll take last 3 to 5 minutes to answer your questions if there are anything. So it's time for you all, guys. Thank you so much for participating, and please have your questions so that we'll be happy to clarify, and we could see how we can uh, give you the support in terms of career coaching or in terms of developing your overall career, including your technical reskilling part. So we are waiting for your questions. Yeah. So are there any questions from your side, Manju? You're muted. How
Thank
did?
you, Barney, for unmuting me. So I
You
have
don't
a,
have
a
it.
question raised by my friend over chat. She has
Okay.
messaged me stating
Uh-huh.
she had to drop off halfway through, but she had wanted to ask you one question
Okay.
about your
Okay.
machine learning part. She
Okay.
asked the question she has is this:
Mhm.
by she has around 3 years of experience in IT.
Okay.
By
Okay.
doing this machine learning,
Mhm.
how would it help?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. With 3 years into a IT profession, definitely I will assume certain things about your friend. Should be a software developer in a certain with a certain
Yes, yes,
experience in programming language.
yes.
So having got experience of programming alone, every project, every business unit is going for what is an individual can contribute for the business. So that is what companies are looking for, ideapreneurs inside them. They are not just looking for people who can only deliver what is given to them. They are expecting more. What else an individual can contribute? And these technologies are most suitable to create new values out of the data already available. So there is going to be plenty of data available in your project with yourself, which no one else other than you will know about it. Only the engineer who is sitting and doing the day-to-day activities will know what kind of data are coming in and how effective you can derive value out of it. So that's the go-to thing what she has to learn, I would say, and that's going to give her the edge over other colleagues.
Okay. There is another question. I think that's from Bala Murugan. He says
Yeah.
he has experience of around 6 years in network and security. How
Hmm.
this course will add up as an advantage in his profile? Because he's from network and security. So I think, Barney, you also have
Yes.
some ethical hacking and other courses, no? Because he's asking a specific question: do I need to explore few other courses?
Yes. Thank you for asking that question, Bala Murugan. If the first question I would answer is for you to specifically address in your line of experience, and then I'll later comment on how machine learning can add value to you as well. So first of all, if you take it's a network and security professional, there are a lot of other things coming up. The next thing on the slot is cybersecurity and ethical hacking, which you can develop, and that profession is being most sought after where there are no proper certified professionals available, so especially for cybersecurity. Ethical hacking, there is no as such roles available, at least in India, but cybersecurity professionals definitely there are available. There, the requirements are already there for cybersecurity, which you can consider learning yourself. And what involves in cybersecurity is how to protect an organization from external attacks. So this is exactly opposite of ethical hacking or a hacking as such. And coming to how machine learning can contribute to networking. So there's a lot of communication or transaction happening in a network. And in a system, if there is going to be an attack, not only viruses are going to be filtered. There is a lot of unnoticed attacks that is coming in, and machine learning can be used to uh, identify those attacks. Manju, I think I have unmuted you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Barney.
Yeah. So, and machine learning can
So,
be used to identify the threats and uh, find new patterns in the data that is being used. That also can be used in your profile if you're really, really interested in taking up programming and doing machine learning. Otherwise, you can always proceed on the track which you're already an expert in it. Yeah.
I think there is also your firm was also offering support for ITIL certifications, right?
Yes, so we also provide ethical hacking and cybersecurity courses, and ITIM based courses are also available with us. That also can be taken up. And hope this answers your question, Bala Murugan. You can leave your comment if you're looking for any further clarity.
I have another question raised by another person to me.
Mhm.
Uh, this person has messaged me stating that he has around 15 years of experience in project management.
Mhm.
Now he has experience in
Okay.
and Java and
Mhm.
ASP.
Okay.
He's asking, by at this stage of career,
Mhm.
15 years, by
Mhm.
learning machine learning, like what,
Mhm.
I mean, is there any point in learning, or is it like it would still help, or how it would help him? Because he's already having 15
Okay.
years experience. Yeah.
Definitely. So if you take an experience over 15 years, he's already entering into a management level profession or a techno commercial management role. There is no more a person who is going to be only doing the technical part. They have to gain experience of management. And when it comes to management, they have to understand the business. So to converse with different aspects of business, businesses are not running without machine learning concepts. They are looking for deriving value out of data, and machine learning is most critical to understand the business conversations, what new thing their organization, their business is going to introduce. The knowledge of machine learning is most important. So that way, I would say they have to learn machine learning. Yeah.
Okay. So Balamurugan responds to your answer, stating that he gets a little idea that machine learning is not just for one domain. We can
Yeah.
utilize it in multiple domains depending on our requirements. I think
Exactly.
that's right, absolutely right, Balamurugan. Your understanding is perfect,
Yes.
and it is like, the need of the hour. We need to keep updating ourselves because if suppose 20 years back someone was proficient in mainframe programming
Mm,
or those kind of languages, now it's no longer it's like you're redundant. So
mm,
unless you reinvent yourself, reskill yourself, it's going to
mm,
be a tricky journey ahead. And what we have noticed is in
mm.
career surveys, those who reskill, those who have the most relevant certifications get better pay, get those promotions faster, and whenever there's a recession, they still get jobs because
And
they
most
go for those
importantly,
packages.
obviously, and
Yeah,
most importantly, people will always be energized and motivated when they learn new things. That's part of your career coaching, I would definitely believe. So people have to keep
yeah.
learning and updating themselves. That way it definitely is a good thing.
Yeah, because that's human psychology. When you spend some time learning and then you clear that certification, or when you do that, it
Mhm.
adds to your happiness quotient. You become,
Yes.
you feel that, oh, I've done something, I've achieved something, and it shows in all your action. You become more confident. Oh,
Mhm.
even at this
Mhm.
age, I can learn. Yeah, it was 10
Mhm.
years back, but now I'm able to still learn a new technology or new language. It gives you immense confidence. So I think
Yeah.
we are almost at
Yeah,
the
we
end.
have overshooted a few minutes, couple of
Yeah,
minutes. So if there are any other
yeah,
questions,
because
we
only
can take
a
it
couple of minutes
offline as well.
remaining.
So
Yes,
our
so
email
we just have
IDs are listed there. You can also take a note of it. And we will also be sending you the feedback forms. Please do provide your feedback so that we can improve our sessions and give more value to all participants. And if you have any other thing to add on, Manju, you can please complete it.
that's it from my end. I just want to thank each and every one of you for
Yes.
sparing this crucial time with family
Yes.
after your office hours. So
Yeah.
really, really hats off to you. Thank you so much for joining this seminar. And
Yeah.
thank you, Barani, as well, for co-hosting it with me. It was a wonderful
Yeah.
experience interacting with all of you.
Yeah. Thank you so
Wish
much.
you all
Until
a
then,
great day.
wish you all the best and bye bye. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.